Let's go somewhere. Okay, we're kind of here. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. What I'm doing is I'm walking. It's not that I haven't walked before, it's that I haven't walked and talked to the camera before. And the reason why I'm walking is to get a little bit of exercise. I've started trying to go for at least like a mile walk every day, and I prefer to do it at nighttime when there's less traffic, or like I'm doing right now is come to a more deserted area and do it so that, you know, I won't have cars whipping past me, and I'm extra paranoid about being hit by a car while I'm doing this, so don't like that. Okay, so another pyramid video. The moving of the blocks thing. I had to do that. I had to look around and see what big thing I could move to demonstrate that. Because that's the way I am. I like doing that kind of stuff. You know, it's one thing to sit around, like I said in the video, and dream up the most complex way you can possibly imagine to try to save some work while doing it. But when you got to go out and actually do it, that's a different thing altogether. I think I'm seeing a rabbit over there. Lots of wildlife around here, I'm sure. Anyway, so I want to take a little bit of time in this video to talk about, or try to debunk a little bit, the other ideas that have been presented about how it could have been done. The water one is, like I said, it's absolutely absurd. I mean, the concept of a column of water all the way up to the top of the pyramid, basically, to float blocks up. I don't know how you could possibly make that waterproof enough. I mean, float the blocks up, open the lock on the top, and they float out. Top of the pyramid is full of water too, of course. It's insane. It's crazy. So what's the other ones? The ramp, the internal ramp. Only an architect could dream that one up, I'll tell you. The internal ramp is too complex. You have to make a smooth bottom ramp on the inside of the pyramid all the way up. And then it's the only way, you know? As opposed to mine where you chip the stones up each side. And on the lower levels, you could use some ramps, obviously, because they could be short. But you could also tip the stones up in every location along the side of the pyramid. I mean, you can get the first, 5, 10 layers done just by tipping the stones up and then fill in the steps after type thing, all the way across. And that's where the bulk of the actual stone is. In the bottom 20%, of the height, there's 50% of the stone. I'm heading into a place here that I spotted when I drove in here. So there's a chain across it. Am I going to let that stop me? No, I'm not going to let that stop me. I think the chain is there to stop cars from pulling in here. But here we have some bigger stones. This looks like a good place to sit down and take a short break. I think I'll do that. Actually, in spite of all these stones hanging around like this, I don't really have a place that's comfortable to sit. I could sit there, I guess. I'm going to continue standing. I'm going to walk around here a little bit. Finish talking about what I'm talking about. How about that? Anyway, the internal ramp is crazy because it involves extra work. Anytime you factor in some extra work, the people in charge are not going to go for it. They're going to say, well, what's wrong with this method right here? And the guys that have to do it will say, well, this is, more work, it's more effort for us. And then the guys in charge, of course, are going to say, that's too complex. That involves a lot of work to flatten out the ramp on the bottom and build over top of it. Also, there was some scheme about counterweights and these mile-long ropes. Rope technology has come a long way in the past, say, even if it's 5,000 years, okay, it's come a long way. If you have a rope that long, it's going to stretch and it's going to break. It's going to be a constant maintenance thing. You don't want complex solutions to simple problems. The simplest way is usually the best. It's the way that gets the job done. And that's exactly what I'm sure they wanted to do. Faced with the prospect of laying that many stones, I'm sure they wanted to get it done as efficiently as they possibly could, without a lot of complication. Okay, I'm walking back. I don't think that was a mile, probably half a mile. But I'm out here today to do this because I know it's going to rain this evening. So I thought I would do it during the day. Like I said, I prefer to do it at nighttime. Less traffic, and also I feel like doing it more at nighttime because that's more of my relaxation time. You know, when I get up in the morning, I want to be doing stuff. I don't want to be doing this kind of stuff, though. I don't want to be walking somewhere, so I much prefer to put it off until the evening. Okay, what else can I talk about? People keep leaving comments saying that the pyramids are 8 sides. They're not 8 sides, they're 4 sides. The sides are not completely flat. That doesn't make them extra sides, you know? You could call them facets, okay? There are 8 facets, 2 on each side. Okay, the van's in sight. I'm gonna wrap this one up here, I think. No idea how this is gonna turn out. Like I said, I've never done this before. So, we'll see. I might do it again if it turns out good. I used to watch this guy's videos, and he used to go for walks and talk while he was very much like this. And then he stopped doing that, and I stopped watching him. So maybe he started doing it again, but I don't know, because I stopped watching. But I like this kind of thing, this loose kind of thing. You know, as long as it's not too rambling. No hunting or trespassing through there. What would you trespass into? I saw a nice abandoned house that I stopped at that I was very close to going into, except I didn't. Chickened out. Anyway, I'm almost at the van. I'm going to close this one out here. I got a swarm of these little flies here. I'm walking through it.